The New York Jets finished the season 7-10 on a 6-game losing streak. Here's how it happened against the Miami Dolphins. Hey, what's going on? Matt O'Leary back with another video. Today, recapping the final game of the New York Jets season as they dropped to 7-10 on the season. Before we get started today, I just want to mention you can follow me on social media at Matt O'Leary NY. Also, if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe to the Just Jets podcast wherever it is that you get your podcasts. All right, the New York Jets lost their 6th straight game to fall to 7-10. They lost 11-6. They have not scored a touchdown, or they did not score a touchdown in their final 3 games of the year. Gross, disgusting. Let's talk about it. First possession of the game for the Miami Dolphins. The Jets defense was struggling against the run. They couldn't stop the run early on in this game, and just overall, they've struggled against the run. CJ Mosley was hurt on a tackle. He would come in and re-enter the game. So not anything too bad. Sauce Gardner would later get hurt as well and then re-enter the game. The Miami Dolphins would end up turning the ball over on downs, as it was Jermaine Johnson coming up with a big pressure on that play to force an errant throw. In comes the New York Jets and their offense. Flacco finds more on 3rd down. They pick up a 1st down. The offensive line just not very good. You see Joe Flacco try to dump it off to Michael Carter, but a big hit. The Jets instead would punt right back to the Miami Dolphins. A lot of punting in this one. Next Dolphins possession, bad snap for the Dolphins, kills their drive. They punt it back to the Jets. Jets offense not doing anything. Garrett Wilson tackled short of the sticks. One thing I would like to see Garrett Wilson do in 2023 that I think could take him to the next level would be running his routes to the sticks, or at least a little bit past the sticks on 3rd down. That's what, if you were to nitpick some of his game, which again, I think it would be nitpicking because he was great this year. That would be it. The Jets were forced to punt back to the Miami Dolphins. Thompson, errant pass for Tyreek Hill. Really good coverage from Sauce Gardner. The Jets would get the ball after that on the punt. Not borderline. I don't think it was borderline, but some people were crying that it should have been illegal contact. I don't know if I necessarily agree. Jets take over with the ball. At that point, you had a good Berrios return, which he was pretty solid today down in Miami. Not too surprising. That's where he played his college ball, and that's where he's going to thrive. Flacco finds Corey Davis for a 1st down, would set up a Zerloin attempt from 55 yards, no good. Next possession for the Miami Dolphins, couple of notes here. Michael Clemens, really nice run stuff. Then you had a Jordan Whitehead saving tackle, which is kind of ironic because he was really bad at tackling this year. Sauce was called for a flag on holding. He had a good tackle from Quan Alexander. Miami settles for a field goal. They go up 3-0. Jets possession. Okay, they move it slightly. You had slippery Ty Johnson, who's able to get a 1st down. Garrett Wilson, just an unbelievable play to slip through a couple defenders, juke some guys out. He was by far the best player on the field today. He was incredible. Conklin comes up with an unreal catch. I think his first contested catch of the season comes when it matters most in a meaningless Week 18 game. 3rd and long. They would run on 3rd and long for some reason. I thought they should have got aggressive and threw it. Instead, they settle for 3. Tied up at 3-3 at this point. Next possession for Miami. Quincy Williams comes up with a big sack. Nice play there. They blitzed and would go into the half at 3-3. Not much going on for either team offensively. 3rd string quarterback against 3rd string quarterback, kind of what you expect. Out of the half, the Jets go 3 and out. Pretty good job punting on that one with a nice punt there. Mostert starts running well for the Dolphins. He's moving down the field. Huff with a big 3rd down pressure. Jets burn another timeout too. It was a little frustrating to see the Jets burn 2 timeouts 6 minutes into the 3rd quarter. Not great. Dolphins go for it, and they would extend their drive as Jeff Wilson on a little pitch play on 4th and 5. It works. They pick it up. Tony Adams goes down. He was playing well, maybe a candidate to play for the New York Jets in a bigger role next year. Same with Jamie Sherwood, a linebacker. I think both those guys who played a little bit today have a chance to take over and play in more meaningful roles for the Jets going into next year. Lawson hits Skylar Thompson, who was slow to get up. They would settle for 3, make it a 6-3 game. Thompson would return after that. Garrett Wilson, a couple of nice catches, picks up a 1st down. Jeremy Ruckert, hey, here we go. So he gets in the game. He looked good as a run blocker. He had his first NFL catch. Good for him. Bill Ruckert was in attendance. He was going nuts. He loved it. Good for Bill, good for Jeremy, and good for the Jets, who hopefully, that's another one, Jeremy Ruckert, who has a bigger role for the team next year. The Jets would settle for 3 to tie this puppy up at 6-6. Here we go. Sauce Gardner hurt on the next possession for the Miami Dolphins. Thompson finds Gesicki for 30 yards. Sauce Gardner would come back in. As I said, he would later leave again in the game. Probably better off, not worth risking an injury at that point. Garrett Wilson with a catch goes over 1,100 yards. Now, on the final play of the game, they ended up losing a ton of yards, and I think that cost him some yards. So he might have ended up under 1,100 yards on the season, which is a little unfortunate, but overall an incredible season from him. And Sauce Gardner have a really good chance to win offensive and defensive rookie of the year. Mike McDaniel would challenge and win his first challenge. By the way, it took him to week 18 to win his first challenge. The Wilson catch right at the sticks, it ended up being short. So it ended up being not a catch. So instead of 4th and short, it was 4th and long, and they would punt. Hall comes in for Sauce Gardner. The Jets defense stands really tall. They look good. No issue with the Jets defense really pretty much today. Flacco would get called for an intentional grounding. It was a borderline intentional grounding. I'm not going to again, this was not a game that's worth getting worked up over. You had another Garrett Wilson catch before the Jets would punt. Then you have the borderline Quincy Williams horse collar tackle. I don't think it was a horse collar. They called it a horse collar on the field. He would make up for it with a really big tackle to set up what was a 50-yard field goal. 50-yard field goal from Sanders for the lead would hit, make it 9-6. Jets would get possession with a couple of seconds left. They run a trick play at the end of the game, and it would end up being a safety. So 11-6 is your final. No touchdown scored for either team. As I mentioned, the New York Jets finished their season 3 straight games without scoring a touchdown. They finished what was once a promising season. They were 6-3 going into the bye. They go 1-7 the rest of the way after that 6-3 start to fall to 7-10. Woof, gross, but positive spin. It is off-season time. It's where the New York Jets thrive, baby. It is the offseason. We'll get to talk about a ton of different things. The Jets are officially picking 13th overall in the NFL draft. So we'll have that to be talking about. Mock draft season, free agency season, whole lot of fun coming at you very soon. But this game, not very fun. As I said, it was a game that I was going numb. If you win, fine. If you lose, fine. They lost. Didn't really do much offensively as expected with Joe Flacco and the makeshift offensive line today. It is what it is. It was extremely unfortunate to see the season end in the way that it did. That's football. And now they have a lot of tough decisions to make on this team. Who's sticking around? Who's getting cut? Who are they re-signing? Who are they going to go after in free agency? What do they do at quarterback? I can't wait to talk about it with you all. Let me know in the comments down below your final thoughts on this game and the season. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Matt. I'll talk to you next time.